have you ever wondered what spiritual awakening mean? And do you think you are or have gone through an awakening process? Hi, I'm Body, Mind and Spirit Coach Karin Hagberg, and today I'm going to talk about spiritual awakening so you can transform your life. So firstly, how can spiritual awakening be described? Well, I would describe it as a call to higher consciousness or a deeper mental awareness. It's a process that brings about personal transformation and a shift in one's worldview. Going through a spiritual awakening can be one of the most confusing, lonely, scary, but also a really beautiful experience in life. So, what causes spiritual awakening? Well, for many, it's brought on by a sudden, changing life event. It could be a traumatic experience that has a huge impact on our physical and our emotional well-being. And this event is often followed by a long period of healing. So it could be, for example, a traumatic experience such as significant surgery, surviving an accident or serious abuse. It could be brought on by a major life-changing event that has the potential of changing the entire course of your life, such as a divorce. It could be a death of a loved one, a pandemic, or a serious illness. It can also be brought on by a near-death experience. Experience such a profound event can really transform one's life. It can be brought on what we call an existential crisis, also known as the dark night of the soul. And during an existential crisis, an individual begins to question the meaning of life, the purpose of life. When we also go through a natural awakening, and this is an involuntary process of awakening, and it can take place after engaging in a practice that produces a shift in conscious awareness. So practices that can activate that greater conscious awareness are, for example, mindfulness. It could be meditation, yoga, connecting with nature or animal, for example. So basically, spiritual awakening is different for everyone, and everyone's going through a unique experience, but it could be something like this. It might be that you start to feel a bit disconnected from the world. You may start to develop awareness of your ego that is separate from yourself, and acknowledge that there's a greater energy of work within this universe, something that is a lot larger than yourself. You may start to feel a calling to go within and begin a process of self-evaluation. It more than likely opens your eye to that some area of your life needs some healing. You might start to challenge your beliefs, those limiting beliefs that you've got, and become more aware of your negative behavioral pattern. Perhaps that inner voice or that inner critic that is really negative, and you might start to challenge all of that. You may also start to gain a sense of divine wisdom, and you may deepen your understanding of this world. You might also start to do more research and perhaps start to attend spiritual centers for worship. You might start to read more. You might learn about spirituality or religion. Often we start to seek support through that form of traditional therapy. It could be spiritual guidance, it could be coaching services, spiritual healing practices. And we have the desire to clear out that negative thought pattern and make room for that divine knowledge and wisdom to flow. And what this then does in its turn is to help you shift into new paradigms, basically a new set of ideas, so we can elevate our conscious mind. As we start to awaken, we start to feel a oneness with the universe, which means we start to lose a sense of self-identity or separation from universe. And in psychology, this is described as the death of the ego.